This podcast, it's not just about stories. It's about soul states. About who we are when the world isn't watching. About dreams, healing, surviving, and finding meaning in the madness. You listening right now, you're not just an audience. You're not a background character in someone else's journey. You are the story. So, come in, take a breath. Let's talk about where we've been, where we're going, and the truth that binds it all together. Today we're taking a dive into another soul state. Joseph, a dreamer, a visioneer, a man who doesn't know exactly where he is in his journey, but he's still fighting every single day to find it, to find his purpose. Today, we'll learn the beauty of not knowing where we're going, but still going anyway. So come on in, kick off your shoes, sip something warm, and let's dive in. So Joseph, tell me about yourself.
My name is Joseph. I have a lot of nicknames. You can call me Joe, Joseph, Joey, Jojo, or you can even go as far as to call me Joe the Schmo from Kokomo. Let's see, what else? What else was I gonna say?
Your friends have a nickname for you, don't they?
Oh yeah, my friends have one of my friends from high school even came up with a very unique nickname for me. Jose Jalapeno on a stick.
Have you ever heard of Jeff Dunham?
No.
Jeff Dunham is like a really well-known comedian. I think that's where your friend stole that from.
Oh.
So tell me, Joseph, whenever we were talking earlier, you mentioned that you feel like the chapter of your life right now is like self-discovery.
Yep.
So why do you think that is?
I feel like since I don't really know what I want to do in life, since I am autistic, I do work as a cashier at Walmart, and some other stuff, like some of the benefits of me having autism are like, I can go to the bathroom unassisted, and I have played baseball in 3rd grade. Wasn't really that good at it, but I have played it. And I have written poems in high school, like for classes.
Okay. Did you enjoy writing poetry?
Not really.
No?
No.
I'm a very big fan of poetry. Honestly, I think I write too much poetry. People get sick of it. So,
and the one thing that I haven't done is been on a date.
Well, hey, you know what? There's a first time for everything.
Yeah.
And I think you're a good guy.
Yeah.
There's going to be a girl out there that's absolutely going to blow your mind. I'm looking forward to it.
And if there's not any takers in the audience, they can at least relay the message to RFK Jr.
Oh my goodness. So, in your life, you said that it's like a lot about self-discovery.
Yep.
You feel like there might be some limitations.
Yep.
But I do know, in my personal experience with you, that you are very talented.
Yep.
One of the ways that you're talented is you can tell the day of the week someone was born.
Yep.
So I'm not going to give you my birthday this time.
Okay.
Let's see. September 26th, 1974.
1974. September 26th?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. And that was a Thursday, right?
Let's see. What was September 26th, 1974, day of the week?
September 26th, 1974, fell on a Thursday.
Fell on a Thursday. That's my mom's birthday.
Oh.
I think so. Unless
And
I'm
it
a
was
bad
sunny.
son. Oh, was it sunny?
I don't know. I just hate to be funny and funny rhymes with sunny.
Yeah, maybe it was sunny.
Don't worry, I won't ask for her email address and social security number either.
Oh my.
I'll just say, it's 9
9
digits.
digits?
Yep.
Oh my. So, I do know that you're very smart. You're very intelligent. I know that you're capable of a whole lot. One of the things that I love about you is that instead of saying, well, I'm just not capable, I'm not going to try anything, you actually do the opposite.
Yep.
You try to prove to yourself that you are above and beyond capable.
Yep.
You set yourself with high expectation and going in and trying every little thing you can to try and figure out what it is that you want to do.
Yep.
So in a perfect world, in a world where there were no limitations, there was nothing holding you back, what would you want to do with your life?
I'd probably say either be an airline pilot or a NASCAR driver.
Okay, airline pilot or NASCAR driver, both which are competitive.
Yep.
And exhilarating and thrilling.
Yep.
Right. They both kind of hold that title of, feeling accomplished.
Yep.
So, first of all, I still believe that you're more than capable of doing that. There was actually a movie that I watched whenever I was younger. I don't remember the name of it, but there was a character who really wanted to, be an astronaut, but he had a lot of things that was wrong with him medically. So he had to essentially lie to the system to get into NASA to become an astronaut.
Yep.
Now, I'm not saying you should lie to anybody or do anything that's morally questionable.
Yeah.
But I do believe that anybody's capable of anything.
Yep.
But at the same time, I also believe that everybody's journey, I don't think anyone's destiny is like fully pre-written.
Yep.
I do think that it's kind of like Play-Doh. Like sometimes it can be a bit malleable.
Yep.
It can change.
Yep.
I think that everything that we do, everyone we interact with, can change the mold a bit.
Yep.
And I think that what you're doing is really beautiful, where you're saying, hey, I'm gonna try every little thing I can
Yep.
to try and figure out what I want to be, where can I go?
Yep.
Because every time you dip your toe in a different pond of water,
Yep.
you're learning something new.
Yep.
You're growing, you're healing, you're becoming unique and different.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Now, if only I was that good at trying new foods.
I mean, hey, listen, there's some foods that I won't even touch. But I did try Bengali food recently, which was delicious, by the way.
Yeah.
It was on my road trip back from Washington, D.C. We stopped in the city, New York City, and we tried some Bengali street food. Well, I didn't try it. Kit Kat, she was like, you have to try it. I was like, yes, ma'am. It was really good. I was obsessed with it. I was like, this is better. I called my mother and told her my favorite food isn't lasagna anymore. She almost had a heart attack. Yeah. So, you've got this long journey ahead of you of self-discovery. What keeps you going? What is something that, because it's got to be exhausting, right? Like not knowing what your purpose is, not knowing like where your life is going. What keeps you fueled? What keeps you trying new things?
Like just the fun, like seeing other people succeed in the things, like makes me want to try whatever that is to see if I can succeed like that.
Other people's success is what drives you.
Yep.
That is beautiful. Because there's a mantra of mine.
Or other people's desire to succeed.
Yeah, other people's desire to succeed. Other people's ambition, other people's drive.
Like you had been on the open mics and wanted to give it a try. That's what you did. I figured I'd give it a try and see how I do.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun going to the open mic nights.
Yep.
Yeah. I know that there's a mantra of mine. So it's like we're all on a mountain range.
Yep.
And everybody's on their own peak, valley, or summit.
Yep.
But no peak, valley, or summit is more or less valuable than someone else's.
Yep.
So if I'm in a valley, a low point,
Yep.
and you might be up on a summit, your summit is no more valuable than my valley.
Oh.
And what you're saying, where you're saying that you use somebody else's summit, you see somebody else on a summit, and you're like, hey, good on them. I love seeing them succeed.
Yep.
And that's what drives you to keep climbing. That is honestly so gorgeous.
Yep.
Because so many people, they spend their time looking back behind them and saying, oh, well, look where you are, look where you are, look where you are.
Yep.
You're not where I am. You're not where you should be.
Yep.
And what they're doing is they're losing time.
Yep.
And time is neither friend nor ally. So I love that. I love that, like, the way that you can stay fueled to keep trying new things. It must feel so natural to you to just look to other people's success and
Yep.
use that as fuel.
Yep.
Yeah. Was there any moment during your journey of self-discovery where maybe you were scared, maybe you were unsure?
Probably when I moved to Albany from New York last year. Or moved to Albany from Bern last year.
Why was that?
Pretty much, I was helping take care of my grandmother that had stage 4 cancer. And then whenever she went into a nursing home, I figured, time to focus on me. And then so I figured, on April 9th of 2024, I pretty much moved in with my mom in Albany. So you could call me the Albernian cashier.
That must have been really scary. Your grandma's in the hospital.
Yep.
You're relying a bit more on your mom.
Yep.
And you're in a new city, new place.
Yep.
You know. But you stayed motivated.
Yep.
You stayed pursuing the discovery of yourself.
Yep.
How did you push past that fear?
I figured, being that my grandmother was in the nursing home, I figured I was originally going to wait until after she passed until I moved. But I figured she'd want to see me start my new journey. So I decided to go when she was in the nursing home.
And I know she was very proud of you.
Yep.
Because she didn't want you to be some millionaire success story.
Yep.
She wanted you to be you,
Yep.
Joseph.
Yep.
And no matter what you did, she would have been proud of you.
Yep.
But what you did do was brave.
Yep.
And I bet she loved that. I know she loved that.
Yep.
Was there any point where maybe you felt like giving in to the 9 to 5, giving in to the mundane? Maybe you just didn't want to keep trying to find whatever your purpose might be?
I'm not really sure.
No, that's good. That's good. You've stayed motivated. You've stayed focused. I will say, coming from personal experience, I too have had a bit of an easier time staying motivated.
Yep.
I told you about, there's a letter in my car
Yep.
from a year ago whenever
Yep.
I left
Yep.
Oklahoma
Yep.
from my church, and I've never opened it.
Yep.
But that letter, I was going to open it the day I wanted to go home and quit,
Yep.
but I never opened it.
And it was from 1 year ago today, right?
1 year ago today, I left Oklahoma to come to New York.
Yep.
It's a very important day for me. So, I know how difficult it can be, for sure, to stay motivated, to stay brave. And I think that something important to talk about is that you don't have to be brave all the time.
Yep.
You don't have to be completely fearless. You don't have to be strong. You'll have to stay motivated.
Yep.
It's okay to not be okay.
Yep.
Your journey actually becomes stronger when you have a weak point, right?
Yep.
I know it's a simple analogy, but it's like riding a bike.
Yep.
You're gonna fall off the bike when you first start learning how to ride it.
Yep.
You're gonna scrape your knee, you're gonna bleed your elbow out, but you're gonna get up.
Yep.
You're gonna bandage your wounds, you're gonna get back on that bike, and you're gonna keep pushing.
Yep.
And eventually, you're gonna know how to ride that bike with
Yep.
ease.
Yep.
But the beautiful thing about bike riding, no matter how practiced you are, you're still gonna have moments where you're gonna fall off that bike.
Yep.
That doesn't mean that you're less of a person. That doesn't mean you're weak. It just means that that moment, that failure, it's a necessary milestone on the pathway to success.
Yep.
Every time you fall off that bike, you learn something new.
Yep.
So, I used to have this bike. It was a yellow bike. It didn't have any brakes on it. And yeah, I should have gotten a new bike or gotten the brakes fixed, but I never did. And there was one day I was coming home from school, and I was riding my bike, and I was going pretty fast.
Yep.
A Camaro pulls in front of me.
Whoa.
I don't have any brakes. So I had to veer left. I went up over a curb, landed into a bush and a tree. And the girl, she pulls over, she gets out of the Camaro. She is very attractive. And so I try to push it off like nothing happened.
Yep.
You know, I get up and like my back is like completely sore and like my arm is hurting like hell. My leg feels like it's about to fall off.
Yep.
But I just get up. She's like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I feel great. That was wonderful." And I'm just like limping as I'm carrying the bike. And she's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah." Oh God. Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. So, you know, it's a lot like that. And then what's even sadder is a couple of days later, I don't know if it's a couple of days later, but I was riding home and I was a little closer to home and I rode over a small patch of gravel
Oh.
and I slid from underneath it and I hit really hard, you know?
Yeah.
Even simple moments like that,
Yeah.
they can teach you so much. The
Yeah.
first one is, yeah, sometimes you can shake off the pain, but
Yeah.
you can also accept help. I could have stopped and told her, yeah, that kind of hurt. I could have also reassured that woman that
Yeah.
it wasn't her fault.
Yeah.
I was the idiot riding a bike without any brakes
Yep.
because she probably thought it was her fault.
Oh.
And with the gravel, I could have been a little bit smarter. I could have paid attention
Yep.
and understood gravel not good for bike. But, I was a little dumb. I was young.
Yep.
And I hit that patch of gravel, and I rode without any brakes on my bike.
I was kind of like that too. Like one time during the summer, we went down to the camp that we'd stay at. I was going down a hill. I put on the brakes. For some reason, the handlebars turned left, and woo! Off the bike I went.
It's actually so funny you mentioned that. I have a very similar story. So whenever I was really young, this has become a bike simulator episode. Whenever I was really young, I was riding a bike down the hill of where I lived, and I wanted to know just how fast my bike could go. So I pedaled as hard as I could, pedal, 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 pedal. And then as I was getting near the bottom of the hill, I started noticing my handlebars were shaking, shaking, shaking. And as I looked down, they suddenly turned left. And the next thing I know, the bike is up in the air. It lands in the middle of the street. I'm in the grass on the sidewalk, and I'm like face up, like double vision. And then I look over, and I just see my sister running down the hill. She was screaming my name. And I was bloodied up a little bit, but I was fine. I got up, very dizzily, got my bike, dragged it onto the grass, laid back down.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think that sometimes we forget the importance of slowing down,
Yep. Yep.
We think that if things aren't going fast, if they aren't going quick, if I'm not becoming the success story that I want as quickly as I want it, then I'm not successful.
Yep.
Sometimes riding down that hill, you can enjoy it. You can enjoy the time that it takes, the pace that it takes,
Yep.
For some people, they feel like if they're, and even me, I feel like if I'm going too slow, that I'm failing. But time is neither friend nor enemy.
Yep.
So if you harness it as a neutral power, as a guarantee, you know that it's going to take time to do the greatest things in life.
Yep.
It's a cliche, but Rome wasn't built in a day. It's going to take time to get to that bottom of the hill.
Yep.
So don't go too fast, or your hands are going to shake and you're going to veer off course. And with self-discovery, with journeying to find yourself, your purpose. Like, I want to be an actor. I want to be on stage. But do you know what my purpose is? I know what my purpose is.
What?
My purpose is to love like Jesus loves.
Yep.
To put myself out there and to love everyone without condition, regardless of race, of religion, of gender. None of that matters. What matters is that I love them unconditionally, even if they hate me.
That's probably the same with me, like what I did with the comedy bit thing, like at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah. And maybe that could be a purpose of yours.
Maybe.
Loving other people, making people smile, making people laugh.
Yep.
Because the truth of it is, love and laughter, they really do heal more than people realize. It's not just a distraction. It's not just entertainment. It is a form of healing. Because in the noise, in the chaos, in the brink of our self-destruction, sometimes we do need just a good laugh and a love that is never going anywhere. So while you've been trying to find your purpose, find where you want to go, has there ever been a moment where you felt like you were right there, like you were so close to finally getting that feeling that your purpose was finally accomplished?
Not really, but I've enjoyed the journey that it's taking so far.
The beauty of the journey is better than the beauty of the destination. Because we can sit through life every single day, hoping that tomorrow will be the day that we cross the finish line. But the beauty isn't the finish line, it's the race itself. If we spend every single day working 9 to 5, sleeping, and just doing the mundane, we're living. But are we truly alive? And it's hard to balance work and life. 9 times out of 10, work doesn't let life exist. That's whenever we kind of have to step in. We have to tell work, hey, my health, my life, it's more important. I'm not on this earth to work 9 to 5 to make $16 an hour. Even just small moments.
Yep.
10 minutes a day where you can just be Joseph.
Yep.
You can fuel that flame. Give it just a little bit of oxygen every day so that you can really just burn brighter. Not just for yourself, but for those around you.
Yep.
So while you're chasing your purpose and your drive and you're prioritizing you and, you know, a work-life balance and all of that, it can get so stressful.
Yep.
I know it can.
Yep.
How can you fuel the flame if the flame is tired? If the flame is stressed, confused, scared? That's one of the biggest questions anyone can ask, the bravest question anyone can ask.
Especially if your work schedule is not the same every day or every week.
Exactly. How can you put 10 minutes in when you don't even know when you'll have 10 minutes? And what do you use that 10 minutes for? So, what is one way that you found you've been able to veer yourself away from being scared or confused for too long? How do you get yourself centered?
I try just to be like pull jokes at everything. Like just be funny.
Like find humor in
Yep.
the stress?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Have you ever had a situation where you had to help someone else kind of get out of their own kerfuffle?
Probably. I don't recall offhand, but I may have.
I think in my time with you, I think I've seen you really pull it together for people. You know when it's important. You can tell when someone's emotionally different, whether they're distant or scared or agitated.
Yes.
And I think that it's more than just humor that you pull out. You actually do have a way of loving people
Yep.
that is so authentic,
Yep.
where you just want to be there for them. You don't
Yep.
try to fix them,
Yep.
but you offer a presence.
Yep.
And that is one of the most amazing things anyone can do for anyone.
And reassure them that everything will be alright.
Yeah, hey, look, we don't have the solution, but I know we'll find it. I know it'll be okay.
Yep.
Not because everything's going to be perfect in the end, but because we're alive.
Yep.
You know, we're breathing.
Yep.
And it's really hard because when we have all of these emotions, you know, we're worried that time is against us. We're scared that we're not going to be good enough.
Yep.
We're confused because we have so much we could do. We have so much we could go out there and achieve, but just everything is pinned against us.
Yep.
I think one of the simplest but also most beautiful things I've ever learned from a cartoon was whenever Master Oogway said that tomorrow is a mystery, yesterday is history, and
Yep.
today is a gift.
Yep.
It's hard to personalize that, to use that in your day-to-day. But if you take today, this moment, right now, right here, and say, what can I do, not just for me, but for others? Because that flame inside of you, you can just give it a little bit of oxygen every now and then, even if you're scared,
Yep.
even if you're confused.
Yep.
And it is also important to understand that rest is essential.
Yep.
Any warrior in the world, any soldier will tell you, rest is important. You have to eat, you have to drink, you have to rest.
Yep.
It's essential. You cannot expect to win a war on an empty stomach, on an empty mind,
Yep.
on an empty soul. And I think one of the best ways to fight the confusion, fight the terror, fight all of those crazy emotions that sometimes they hit you all at once, is to be there with someone else.
Yep.
To fight that battle with someone else.
Yep.
Let someone in.
Yep. I
Whether
agree.
it's a close friend, family, a coworker,
Yep.
and just like letting them know, hey, I'm going through it. There was an article that me and Kit Kat were reading the other day.
Yep.
She said that every human being just needs 8 minutes. Sometimes that's all it takes to get us out of that mood,
Yep.
out of that stress, out of that confusion. Just 8 minutes.
Oh.
So whether it's us asking someone else, hey, do you need 8 minutes? Or us reaching out to someone else,
Yeah.
hey, do you have 8 minutes? So me and Kit Kat, we actually have a code phrase.
Oh,
Chocolate Sunday.
chocolate sundae.
Chocolate Sunday. When one of us says, hey, I could really go for a chocolate sundae, that means the other person just needs 8 minutes.
Oh,
So we're going to sit there with them. We're going to talk with them. Be there with them. We're not there to fix anything. We're not there to offer solutions. We're there to offer presence,
Yep.
to offer space.
Yep.
And on a journey of self-discovery, on trying to find your purpose,
Yep.
the number one thing that's going to fuel your flame, it's going to be loving others. It's literally what you said, remember?
Yep.
The number one thing that really pushes you forward
Yep.
is loving others and being there for others.
Yep.
It really is powerful. But sometimes it's exhausting. Sometimes you don't want to be there for other people,
Yep.
and that's okay.
Yep.
I think everybody out there, if you feel the need to just sit down and be you for 5 minutes, be selfish, be greedy, give yourself 15 minutes, however long you need, put on some music, cry,
Oh,
light a candle, pet
Oh.
your cat, do whatever you need to do,
Yep.
but be with yourself,
Yep.
love yourself
Yep.
for just a little bit each day. And hopefully, all of us
Yep.
can get closer to discovering ourselves, our purpose, who we're meant to be.
Yep.
Each of us are going to continue to grow and heal.
Yep. Should this be for 15 minutes twice a day?
We could do 15 minutes twice a day, sure. So, my last question for you. So, as you've continued to pursue discovering yourself, discovering your purpose, what feeling are you looking forward to the most? What emotion are you looking forward to feeling?
I'm not really sure. Pretty much whatever emotion just happens to be. I'll probably know when I feel it, but it's hard to describe what I want to feel in.
But you'll know it when you feel it.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it. None of us know what we're going to feel in that moment when we discover our purpose.
Yeah.
When I was on stage back in high school, it was my senior year, I was performing 42nd Street. I was Abner Dillon.
Oh.
And I performed the line, she called me a snake and a cobra. And I started fake crying on stage. The whole audience lost their minds. Every audience had their own reaction. There was one audience, I think it was the middle schoolers, they didn't react at all. I don't know what was up with them. But everybody else, they loved that line so much.
It probably felt like those middle schoolers were mannequins.
Yeah, it was a little weird, especially because every other audience, it took them a minute to calm down.
Yeah.
Every actor stood in place while they quieted. I don't know if you've noticed this, if you've ever gone to go see a theater, if the audience is laughing or if the audience is reacting, the stage will kind of pause until they calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, their last performance, I remember we had 3,000 seats full. And my director tells us in the black box in the back room, hey, I'm just letting you guys know, no pressure,
Yep.
but we're a full house. 3,000 people and counting. There's
Wow.
people standing in the aisles. So we had middle schoolers, high schoolers, college students, parents. We had basically the whole town.
Faculty members?
Faculty members, yeah. This theater was huge. If anybody ever looks up the Mustang North High School Theater, it is huge. It's a double-decker.
Whoa.
It's big. We had a full house, and whenever I performed that line,
Yep.
it took them about 45 seconds to quiet down.
Wow.
And if you've ever had 45 seconds of laughter, you break a little bit. And I
Wow.
did. I chuckled. I was fake crying and I chuckled, but I played it off into like a cry again.
Yep.
And nobody noticed it. I was so happy. I got honors for that, and then I got a reward for best accent, which I
Wow.
thought was really cool. God, I loved it. And then whenever I went out for bows,
Yep.
and then we all bowed,
Yep.
the audience was so ecstatic. They were all cheering, smiling, clapping. I almost cried.
Yep.
The heat from the lights, the rustic floor of the stage felt hollow. underneath my feet, and just the clicking of cameras, the flashing of lights, the whole audience full, even in the aisles and the rows. That feeling in my chest, like someone had lit my heart on fire, but my heart was still boom, boom.
Yep.
So powerful.
I had that kind of feeling when we were during my first couple open mics.
I think you might have just been nervous.
I mean, like with the crowd cheering and everything.
Oh, yeah? It's exhilarating. It's a great feeling, like whenever you actually get an interaction from the audience.
Yep.
So,
Like the first time I didn't even know how to handle it, so I just got off stage since I forgot what I was going to say next.
hey, I mean, I've been there. You remember whenever I froze on stage, I even had my lines in front of me. I had and I threw it to the side and said, I don't need that. Yeah, I needed it.
Or the day where you were like doing an audience interaction, and then when you went to get back on the script, dead.
Yeah, I was dead. I completely lost where I was. I didn't know where I was going. Didn't know what year it was. Yeah, but...
And that was after me, so you must be following in my lead, right?
Maybe. Your charm is just infectious. You got me messed up now. I think that it is exhilarating. I think even now I'm still trying to find more of myself, more of my purpose. I don't think we ever stop finding ourselves or finding our purpose.
Yeah.
We're always growing and learning, healing and growing. And it's beautiful to do that together as a team, to find your pack. And if anybody out there, if you feel like you don't have a team, if you feel like you don't have anybody who is in your corner, I can guarantee you, me, Joseph, and other people that will be on this podcast later, we're here in your corner. Because it's like I always say, you're not background noise. You're not just another story. You are the story. Each journey, each summit, valley, and peak, they're just as important as any other. My chapter 20 is just as valuable as anybody else's chapter 100. So we can sit here together every day, kick off our shoes, sip something warm, talk about who we are, how we're feeling, where we're going. Sit together, not to fix each other, but to be present with each other, hold space with each other, be with each other. So, Joseph, do you have any closing questions, remarks?
No, not that I know of.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Soul State, Joseph, the Visioneer, the man on a journey to discover himself, and in doing so, has helped each of us discover a bit of ourselves as well. So thank you for listening, and good night.